we visited North Bengal, Dooars, Jaldapara, and Boxer Tiger Reserve in the month of February 2013. Eventually, we visited a place called Sikiajhora. This is the place. Let me introduce you about this famous mangrove. It's a rivulet flowing through the famous Boxer Tiger Reserve surrounded by Damanpur range. Remember, it is the North Panialguri in Alipurduar Subdivision. Actually, it has been promoted for Eco Village Tourism Development Initiative in order to increase tourists flocking into this region. It's a special place. Government of West Bengal together with the central government, which is Government of India, has built a dam and an embankment along this stream. It happened a few years back. Now, today, Sikiajhora is one of the major tourist highlights apart from the tigers, which is available in the Boxer Tiger Reserve. Boating is a famous pastime here and it is allowed along the brook, and you can spot a few famous birds as well. Now, during the rainy season, the rivulet swells up tremendously. So, I think one should avoid visiting this place during monsoons. Let me tell you how to reach this place. Alipurduar Junction, which is the famous railway station, is the best and the nearest place. You can check in any hotel there and get into this Sikiajhora. However, we had been into Jayanti River range and enjoyed Boxer Tiger Reserve, forest tour, jeep tour, etc. On our way back, we boarded train from Alipurduar Junction and visited this spot while we plied from the Jayanti River range to the Alipurduar Junction station. Elephants are spotted in flocks into this mangrove. You can call it brook also. If you carefully look at the embankments, you will realize that there are marks of elephant feet. Elephants will get into this river and have their bath. They are so enormous actually that it is somewhat like getting into the bathtub for us. Alright, so for them it is the bathtub, and they enormously play with the water, as we know that elephants like water. And there are many weeds here. You cannot, actually it is not very deep, but you cannot swim here. If you try doing that, there is every likelihood that your feet will be entangled in the weeds and you will be choked under the water. That is the matter. Look at the brook. It is taking a zigzag form. Actually, it is taking the right turn right now, and then it will take a sharp left turn as well. Very carefully, if you look at it, you will realize that there is no rowing of the boat. Actually, just a bamboo pole has been used to push it along by the Maji. Take a look at these areas and you can clearly understand that there are marks of elephants getting into that. Now, it will be too dangerous if you face any flock of elephant in the middle of this brook. having their bath, because often they do have their little children, and therefore they look at the mark, very carefully. See the mark, see, that is the mark of the elephant. Now if you face the elephant and they are taking a bath, it is advisable not to venture any further, rather turn back. They will warn you from quite at some distance by yelling at the top of their voice, actually telling mankind that do not come near us. This is what they do usually, and listen to their warnings, because their sense of insecurity is the main reason why wild animals actually attack human beings. That is Titi enjoying the boat ride. So it is better that you spot any elephant and you immediately turn back. You do not go any further. Do not frighten the elephant. Its security must not be lost. That is the point. Look here. Look here. You can see. You can see certain marks also here. And the water has been quite translucent, which clearly shows that just before we arrived at this place, there have been quite a few elephants who must have taken a bath. That's why the water is not transparent here. Otherwise, you might have seen the weeds below. It is so transparent. Now, this here, exactly at this point, the water is very much, muddy, which is that indication. One more thing, if you spot one single elephant ever into this place, do not get along. Immediately rush back. A single elephant is the most dangerous animal here in this area, because he has been thrown out of the group because of some rogue nature. Look at the water, how muddy it is. How muddy it is. It has not been very long ago that elephants took the bath here. Look at this place. Amra Gobhir Jongole. We are at a very dense forest. It's a board put up by the government telling us that we should not venture any further. And if we do, then we should do it at our own peril. This is what they mean. They are not responsible any further if you fall into any kind of danger, which is very likely to happen here. Now, getting back to one single elephant case, it's a rogue. Actually, if any elephant becomes rogue, means unruly and uncontrollable into the group of elephants, then they throw him out. As a result, he becomes so exasperated that he tries to kill anybody, and these are the animals which actually attack people and kill them. So be very careful if you ever spot one single elephant into this place. Now it is another turn that we are taking. Another turn. It is getting into the left hand side as well. Really enjoyable, this one. Very nice and frightening as well, because a few people, tourists, happened to be with us as well, and they were not ready to venture any further because they were feeling quite frightened. Actually, the place is such as this, and other wild animals are also there along both the banks, but they do not dare attack you. One more very important thing is this, that you have got many birds who flock this place, many water birds. I don't know whether migratory birds do arrive at this place, but that happened to be the spring season or the summer season, winter season. But otherwise it's okay that you will find a few exotic birds here flocking for their hatching purpose. Look at this grove. Look at this. This is a bushy grove, clearly showing some kind of. Oh, one more thing. Reptiles and snakes are also prevalent here. Be very careful about that. It is advisable, and the boatman also knows that one should set sail just along the middle of the river in order not to come very close to the wild animals, maybe watching us from the embankments. That is the point. However, it was a nice journey actually. We enjoyed it, but the weeds are tremendous all around. You can see that, and weeds are not just one. If you look at them, there are broken weeds here and there, clearly indicating it is the elephant who tore them and had strewn them all along. Titi is not very much he is feeling very hot, I think. It was a sultry weather because it was February. Still it was having some sultry hot feelings as well. And yeah, you can see that there are bushy areas which are extending from the banks somewhat in the middle of the brook. That is the thing. However, the boat is very light and the depth is also very less, barely 11-12 feet. The depth is not much, only that the water remains here stagnated throughout the year, except during the rainy season it increases. But normally speaking, you can literally, you will not be drowned beyond 12 feet actually. It is not that deep, but the danger lies in the weeds only. It will entangle you and you will not be able to float up. That is the point, even if you know how to swim. See, look at these weeds, tremendous number of weeds, and therefore swimming into this area is not at all advisable. Not at all advisable. These are the plants I heard that they live on the usually there is a scientific theory in botany called hydroponics, in which they do not require plants, these kinds of plants do not require any earth. They can live on water itself, means they can float on the water and obtain their nutrients from the water itself. These are the plants, I think. That's why they can float on the water and still keep alive. We have already returned and we are about to come back to the original place of starting. And we did not dare go into that because of the muddy water, because several our co-tourists were feeling afraid of going any further. Especially it is forbidden to go very further, and if one does, one will do at his own peril. This is the point. So otherwise a very thrilling boating journey, this one. And dense forest all along. If you take a look, see the dense forest all along. On both the banks you can see the forest is very, very dense, and it is bushy as well, because to my feelings I consider them to be not very safe because of tremendous swarming of insects, including mosquito, Lord knows what else as well, and reptiles like the snake and all that. They must be very dangerous, means poisonous they could be. So it is advisable to instruct the boatman to guide it just along the middle of that. Sometimes they cannot control the boat because they are pushing it with the help of a log of bamboo, a very big tall bamboo. They are pushing it through, and sometimes the boat was drifting towards the left or the right side. Right now, take a look at this. We are very much close to left side. So that is the thing, when a snake might turn on you from on top of the tree just above you, you can understand. So these are the number of people who are actually very much silent and afraid as well. Some of them has risen up because they are very excited to get back to the land if you carefully take a look at them. So that's it.